I recently posted a video in which I gave my response to the Frauditor troll's response to the content from Amagansett Press. And I have now gotten into a discussion with a gentleman called Fenix, who agrees with the Frauditor troll's criticism of Amagansett Press, whereas I am a supporter of the rights of the gentlemen that run Amagansett Press and create the videos. So the shape of this video is going to be a response to this gentleman called Fenix, because he's been kind enough to give me some back and forth. And in the YouTube realm, it's rare to encounter people who are articulate and able to form what they want to say. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm glad we're having a civil conversation about that. So I'm going to read what he has said to me about the situation, and then I will offer my response. Phoenix says to me, despite your beliefs, Amagansett Press is not doing this for principle. He does it for money, which is why he doesn't really hit government buildings anymore. He realized the law isn't on his side. It's also why he specifically tries to rile up the people he films prior to turning on his camera for the video, so he can claim they were rude to me from the start, and accusing them of simply not liking public photography instead of showing everything that happened. Additionally, the belief that these rights are going away and he is protecting them is preposterous. That's Phoenix's first comment. He left two comments. I'm going to deal with this one first. I recently watched a video that the Frauditor troll put out where he put forth the same argument that the gentleman that runs Amagansett Press goes out and essentially harasses people and upsets them prior to filming, so that when he's filming and they continue the already in progress feud between them, he can then claim victimhood essentially and make them the bad guy. I'm going to deal with that first. I don't know whether this is true because I haven't seen all of Amagansett Press's content, but I've been following this guy for at least a year now, and I have never seen a video that suggests to me that that's what's going on. I don't know him personally. Anything is possible. But, and I mean, no offense to my friend Phoenix here, I'm wondering if it's possible that Phoenix is taking the word of the Frauditor troll that this has happened. Because sometimes we human beings take shortcuts. We go on a preconceived bias. And I'm wondering if the editorializing that Frauditor troll has done has persuaded my friend Phoenix on that note. Again, I cannot say for sure whether the Amagansett Press guy is guilty of that charge or not, but I suspect he's not. I'll park that complaint for right now. That's my response to that. Now I'm going to read the second comment from Phoenix. If the purpose of the filming is principle, then why do virtually all auditors choose to engage in behavior that is rude and geared towards provoking a reaction? Why do the confrontations feature prominently in their videos and are often the subject of the titles and thumbnails? Very few people seriously argue that they do not have have the legal right to film on the sidewalk. They obviously do. Government buildings is a different question. However, they could certainly educate the public on the subject in a manner that doesn't offend, harass, or pr- prominently feature people who don't want to be filmed. I'm going to pause here and deal with this, and then I will read the rest of Phoenix's comment. First of all, a point of honest confusion on my part. I have seen him film in post offices. Those are government buildings. And he argues passionately for his right to film at the post office. And he always brings the angry employee, he always brings them to a poster on the wall that Title VII, if I'm remembering that right, not sure. Um, but the claim that he can't film in government buildings, I'm not sure about this, but perhaps there are some government buildings where there is some red tape there, and not all. Maybe it's just a matter of not broad stroking that too much. But um, that's that's my thought on that. Okay, arguably, the Amagansett Press guy could be less confrontational if he wanted to be. My wife has brought up the question before, why doesn't he just tell the angry person on the street that he has a right to be there? Why doesn't he just tell them right away about the public photography laws that allow him to be there? Why does he let them go call the police and create a fiasco? And all I can do is speculate as to why that is. So this is my thought on it. In the same way that he is not obliged to put his camera away because somebody is offended by him recording, he also is not obliged to educate people. So if someone comes out in an aggressive and hostile way demanding answers, he's not going to be inclined to offer what is essentially a defense for what he's doing because he doesn't believe that the person coming after him is entitled to hear a defense. He doesn't want to assuage their concerns. He wants them to do what they would naturally do. There's an organic process happening where someone comes out, objects to him filming, they're offended, they're angry, they have confronted him, their ego is involved, and now they're going to go call for reinforcement instead of doing some research on what the law is regarding public photography. They make fools of themselves by calling the police. Now, this is where my friend Phoenix and I just part company. Um, Phoenix has said, um, I'm not going to read the rest of the comment right now, but Phoenix, I think, is more sympathetic to the people who are objecting to the photography and is really, I think, leaning toward the Amagansett Press guy, uh, going out of his way to make those people more comfortable. I'm against that as a way forward. I'm against that in principle. And let's go ahead and address the issue of principle and whether that is what is animating the Amagansett Press guy. I think he is operating on principle. I do not disagree with Phoenix that he is also profiting from what he does. And I also do not disagree with the claim that the conflicts with the people are a driver of clicks and that it is to his advantage that he finds himself in conflict with people. More than one thing can be true at the same time. I think he's doing it for principle, and I think he's benefiting from having these conflicts happen. But at the end of the day, how is he responsible for the reactions from these grown adults that should know better, than to be hostile about his right to do public photography. So that's it. That's my response. Clocking in at just a little over 10 minutes here, but I wanted to put this video out as a response to Phoenix and also thank him for dialoguing with me. And I welcome any more thoughts that he'd like to share with me. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.